We had gotten some balloons for Mary Ellen Heiner for a birthday or something, I think. I can't even remember what it was for. And we had them around for a long time, and they were just, they had just kind of floated on the ceiling. They were just kind of, we were on the second floor in the next door building. We were on the second floor and they were there, and I thought, well, if they're just floating around here, we'll just let them float into the middle and see where they end up, and, you know, because they were running low on gas. Interestingly enough, they got into the middle, and, you know, we have this big open space, and so they floated to the top, and I guess there was some like a laser beam or some kind of sensing beam at the top that's looking for smoke, for fire danger. And what happened is the sensor thought the balloon was smoke or something like that, and then all these firewalls to separate the interior, you know, from the offices, they dropped right into place. And I mean, it was like the whole third floor, everything just went junk, and all these things dropped, these big steel walls dropped. And then, of course, somebody in the university housing or something had to come over and undo it and get them back up.
It shows my age that, you know, I started here before personal computers were a thing, that we had 2 big terminals and 1 CPU unit that was huge with big disks on that, and I'd never touched a word processor before, so I had to learn the system. I had to learn basically what a word processor was, and it was a horrible, horrible experience. My first day on the job, I deleted a 3-page table. It was terrible, and it was multi-columns. I mean, it was a very complex table, but I just didn't know what I was doing, and I deleted it. I took the manual home, and I started learning it, I started practicing it, and I started small with working on manuscripts. Those are the times when they hand wrote a manuscript and we had to type it out for them. Nobody had personal computers, so we had to learn to read the horrible writing of these people who have their PhDs, who should have gone in to be medical doctors, because you couldn't read their writing. And I just started from there, and I learned by doing.
Joseph Stoacek, who recruited my husband and me to this center, met with the people there and thought perhaps interactive television could be used as coaching in early intervention programs. So there would be a camera in the classroom, and then people in the studio at KUED would be the coaches, and they used a microwave transmission system, which was ridiculous. Nancy Glom, who's now one of our deans or vice presidents, was a preschool teacher at that time, and she would have to climb up on the roof in Cedar City in the early intervention program and adjust the equipment so that it could be the signal could go to the University of Utah. And so that was kind of an early beginning of the use of technology, which quickly caught on, by the way, and there would be no way that we could do that for more than a couple years, because then the demand for interactive television and multi-point transmission really grew.
So the story was, we were doing work on the Navajo Reservation. This was back in 1995, it must have been, but it must have been because it was the same day that the Oklahoma City bombing occurred. And I remembered that day not hearing anything about it, and then flying in a little 2-seater, 3-seater, I don't know, it was this tiny little plane, flying into the Navajo International Airport in Window Rock, Arizona. And it's international because it's a sovereign nation, right? But when we flew in, they said, well, if there are sheep out there, you're going to have to buzz the runway a few times to get the sheep off the runway. And that's exactly what happened. We came in, we buzzed it a couple of times, got the sheep off the runway, and then landed before they could get back on. Just one of many wonderful stories.